Most of the time, sports and political or social issues don't go together. Sports are here for us so that we can think about something positive, so we can be together and have community around something benign, something fun and great. I don't come to work every day to talk about serious things. There are other TV networks and radio shows and a whole internet for that. But we cannot be silent on a day like this, in the wake of the weekend in Charlottesville, Virginia, where the ugliest reality in American society revealed itself again. When we talk about issues like Colin Kaepernick's national anthem protest and the issues it brings up, when we recall what ended Donald Sterling's ownership of the LA Clippers, whenever race relations and tolerance are subjects in the sports media, we owe it to each other as Americans and as human beings to think about what went on in Charlottesville, where white supremacists came out in plain view to protest the removal of a statue commemorating a defender of racial subjugation and slavery. The neo-Nazi white supremacist gathering can only be understood as that, a call for intimidation, discrimination, segregation, and subjugation. And why should we all keep it in mind? I'm a white guy and oppose bigotry, period. The white people I know well feel the same way, and those with whom I come into contact presumably do too. If you're not a person of color and you're listening to me right now, chances are you also feel the same way. But that doesn't mean that bigotry doesn't exist and isn't a persistent problem for far too many. It does mean that complacency among white people of goodwill is also a real problem. Well, that should have changed a long time ago. What we saw in Virginia exists and always has. It's ugly. It reflects on all of us. And it makes us sad and angry and ashamed. Remember those feelings. And the next time a person of color, maybe a famous athlete, or maybe just a person you know, points out that there is real ugliness and strife every day in our country, listen and understand. And when we hear it or see it in our daily lives, we have to call it out, to denounce it, to be aggressive about it. You don't have to like Colin Kaepernick. You don't have to support LeBron James when he makes public statements on issues like the killing of Trayvon Martin or believe that Donald Sterling had to go. But we all have to come to grips with reality and respect hard, ugly truth when we hear it and do what we can to make it better, regardless of our race or color or politics. All of us who are lucky enough to live in America.